Yeah.
Like, go ahead, chase trends all day. Like, if you want to be the producer that chases trends and chases placements, never has your own sound, is known for just like making whatever's hot right now, and like hoping to like hold on and then like get another hit when they're 55, you know, like, and hopefully have a music career and try to get hits all day, like chasing hits. If you want to do that for a music career, go for it. The Radium Podcast, episode 88. Now, today we're talking about Will's workout routine.
Perfect.
What have we just got? Like, so what do you do for squats?
So heavy squats every Monday, you know, front squats, back squats combined, everything.
Boring. No, so today I wanted to kind of get into the concept of genre hopping and people chasing kind of what's hot on the billboards.
Yeah.
Which actually doesn't really make any sense nowadays, I think, because you never really know. Like I look back at 2020 and like the albums of 2020, what was on the hot 10, right, of the billboards? And I bet you a lot of people could never answer that question, right?
I work in music, I don't remember.
Right? So
probably
2020,
like Ariana.
Harry Styles, dude.
Harry Styles
album was number 2 on the Billboard top 10 last year. His album, okay?
Wow.
Okay, so like that, first of all, just totally shocked me. I was like, wow, how did Harry Styles do that? Because like, I don't know. I don't remember any of that music. But that's not my market, right? Like, so the whole point is that the number 3, what was the number 3 place, do you think? Top 10 Billboards.
Isn't that English guy, what is his name?
That's a good guess. Louis Capaldi,
Louis
I think.
Capaldi, yeah.
He was up there, but no. So it's a fucking a South Korean boy band, bro. Yeah,
no
like
K-pop?
biggest biggest in the world, like biggest album in the world, number 3.
BTS?
Yeah.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? So like people are like constantly, oh dude, the Travis Scott, I'm gonna make a Drake record, I'm making type beats, I gotta get on BeatStars and do trap shit, and I gotta put my auto-tune on full. Like, I'm here to tell you right now, no, you don't. You absolutely do not have to do any of that, especially if you don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I get really bored of like
so bored,
getting high out of my mind and rapping.
The day I put foot here in LA, oh my God, after 2 months, I was so overwhelmed with all the trap shit.
Yeah, it's everywhere here. It's everywhere here.
2 months. It's like, oh my God. And I thought, this is just a wave. And then 1 year goes by. Oh, they're still doing that.
Yep.
2 years go by. Oh, now they're mixing with country music. And then 3 years go by.
No, not now they're mixing with country music. One song got hot and then it became a trend.
Yeah.
It's just, it's ridiculous. Like,
wow.
You know, here's the thing. Like, people are constantly chasing trends. I think that you should be doing that if you're a writer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you make your living writing songs, like, go ahead, chase trends all day. Like, if you want to be the producer that chases trends and chases placements, never has your own sound, is known for just like making whatever's hot right now, and like hoping to like hold on and then like get another hit when they're 55, you know, like, and hopefully have a music career and try to get hits all day, like chasing hits. If you want to do that for a music career, go for it. But I just don't think it's necessary in 2021.
But as you said, if you're a writer, that's totally fine.
You almost have to.
Yeah, exactly. Also, just to reinvent yourself, and I think this is really important. Like, if you're an artist and trying to find your sound and everything, is just really hard to keep trying to follow trends, just because they're never gonna stop.
Yeah,
trends always renew themselves. So if you're always chasing trends, your music career is gonna be around chasing trends forever.
Yeah. And
you're never gonna be like yourself as an artist. What is your sound? Oh yeah, Will's sound. Oh, he did dubstep, then he did a Brazilian funk, then he did no, dude.
He did whatever was hot at the time.
Yeah, exactly. So
now it's funny to me because like I think it all depends on what you're doing, right? Like if you want to just be a beat maker, like, yeah, you got to just like sit around and chase trends.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to chase trends, you don't have to. And that's like my whole point here is like, you can make lo-fi hip hop beats and you can put them out and you can distribute them and you can make a good living doing that nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen, dude, I was on Spotify the other day and I'm like just looking at playlists and I'm checking out stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across like a lo-fi like beats, like, you know, like the piano jazz sample kind of stuff. And I was like, this is literally like 90s era hip hop, right? And it's called lo-fi now because it's
someone put a filter on.
Yeah, no, it's like, you know, to me, I'm like, okay, this is lo-fi apparently. That's just the new term for like 90s hip hop. Boom bap is what we call it, right? But I was like, wow, I started looking at these playlists and I'm like, some of these like beats have like tens of millions of streams. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at the playlist and I start going through this trail of like, I started getting into this like rabbit hole, right? Of like playlists and like artists and producers. And all of a sudden, like I came across like the lo-fi producers and like some of them have like hundreds, if not a million followers, like monthly listeners. And then I'm like, whoa, okay, that's crazy. What else would be on here, right? And I started looking up like 80s retro stuff, right? And like you can literally find like 80s retro, like these guys and groups and producers that do exactly the same thing. Like they all have the neon like Ferrari from 1985 and their graphics, you know, and the you know, the Miami Vice kind of graphics. Yeah. And some of them I'm like, dude, these guys are lit. Like they have a huge following, tons of streams. Wow. And they probably own this stuff, which means they're making more money than some of the biggest artists in the world because the biggest artists in the world are getting a little percentage of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
They may not even be recouped on their advance, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me. Like,
yeah, that's a very good point. It comes back to blue ocean and red ocean. Yeah. Right. Like we always talk about here on the tip of the days and stuff like that about marketing strategies, and the blue ocean strategy for music careers, the best thing you can do, because no one is ever going to have the same musical perception that you have and the same taste. So you might as well just explore that and make your strength. Yeah. You know, and no one understands that. Like, it took me a while to understand. For example, I'm from Brazil, but I always like kind of negate my roots. You know, I always like, oh no, you know, I want to do like big, so I need to go for the American sound, the American production.
What's hot in American pop and dance music?
Exactly, like what dance music they're listening there. Oh, it's tech house, it's prog house, it's deep house. Okay, yeah, it's, you know, it's trap house, it's whatever.
Trap house?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's crazy. There's a thing. It's the new dubstep.
I bet that's dope though. Trap house.
Yeah, it's kind of what Asper does. He calls trap house.
Interesting.
Yeah, but anyway, so I always like try to escape that and just go for the pop charts, and just hurt me as an artist because I wasn't expressing myself as I perceive the world as an artist. Right. And when I start accepting that from me and from my music, start bringing them that up, not down, things will start changing. I mean, my streams are going up, and you know. Yeah,
that's it right there. I think that's key. For me personally, right? Like, I have made so many styles of music, and you know, I've written commercial demos, and I've done like all this stuff, right? And I'm not like, you know, bragging or anything. I think actually that was something that hurt me. And the reason I think it hurt me to like be this like sync licensing, you know, producer guy that chases and composes for, is that you never get deep enough into one genre or your sound to even know what your sound is. You're not like, I'm blessed to be able to kind of borrow from different genres now because I understand so many genres and, you know, being a composer, but it also hurts you like so badly because you're not known for anything. Yeah. You're a spot composer who is basically, and this is the same thing with you beat makers out there. You got to be careful with this. It's dangerous territory to chase what is new and fresh. You're basically like, I think about it as like you're in the ocean, right? And you're in a pack of piranhas. And some fresh meat comes in, right? And it just drops out, or a new fresh thing, you know, finger starts floating through the water. I don't know, human finger, right? And you're like, fuck. And everyone goes, we love human fingers. That's the best shit right now. It's 2021. Let's go get that human finger. And you're like, yeah, I got to get it because I got to eat, right? And then like all the piranhas swarm the finger, and the finger's like, right? And it's always like a few piranhas that ate. The rest of the piranhas are like, oh, we'll get the next finger. We'll get the next finger, man. We're going to get the next finger. All we got to do is just keep looking for fingers. Because that's what we got to get, you know? When, you know, over here, there's a big ass, like someone's ass, like a real ass, a human ass is floating in the water. It's just filled with meat, right? And there's like 3 piranhas over there, and they're like, this is easy. They're like literally drunk on the fat from the ass.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, oh man, we just been eating, bro, and it's good. Life's good. Like, we love eating ass.
Yeah.
Don't edit that and like single out that clip right there. But
I will.
But that's the point, right? It's like everybody's looking for the finger, and they're trying to get the breadcrumbs, and they're trying to, oh my God, Drake dropped a new record, and now we got to make type beats like that.
Yeah.
The composers are going, oh my God, Coca-Cola hit me up, and they want a commercial, and I got to make this sound. It sounds like Pharrell Happy.
The trap Christmas.
Dude, it's not even that. It's usually like the same shit that they've been doing for years and years, decades, really. Like the oh
yeah, claps. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Take me home.
At least they're not using ukuleles anymore.
Yeah,
so
well, that'll come back around.
That's great.
But it'll be like ukulele metal.
Oh my God. No. Yeah, don't.
But like, really, like, put that into perspective, and you think about like, people are just insecure. We're scared. Like, I'm fearful of not getting the next job. When's the next job going to come? I have to compete. I have to demo. There's a bunch of other composers, a bunch of other people trying to get these placements. Yeah. And you're just like constantly like, instead of building your own brand, putting out your own music, putting out your own albums, making the music you want to make, being in love with it, having fun with it, wanting to go in and make it as good as possible, wanting to spend and invest the money for mixing, mastering, and cover art, album art, artwork, videos, visuals, animations, promoting it, putting the time and energy in, because it's you.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, this is what I love. I want to do this every day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good point, because people underestimate the effort that you need to put into your music after you're done with your music. So if you get too caught up on trying to find your perfect sound and copy the trends, and because they think independent artists, they think that's the secret, is to make a dope song that hits the charts, and people are gonna receive. It's not.
This is just popular right now. I made a hit,
dude. Do you and market the shit out of it?
Yeah, facts.
That's the secret. It's people don't understand it. It's so much work after you're done with your song. When you're done with your song, it's probably 30% of the work.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're done. Okay, now
all right, the song's done. Yeah, that was the fun part, right?
Exactly.
I thought that was that's the fun part. Oh, we went to the studio and we smoked joints and we drank beers and we wrote music and it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the engineer didn't have that much fun, because they're like editing and like tuning and fixing all your shit, trying to make it sound like, market viable.
Yeah.
Or even, just palatable.
Yeah.
But dude, that is straight up like, we're 15 minutes in. I'm like, that's the secret right there, dude. Like, it's 2021. Like, we say this on every podcast, like, oh, it's 2020, it's 2019, it's 2017. But you have to really just understand what's going on right now. The music industry is wide open.
Yeah.
I just saw from the MLC, right, that they had $442 million in unclaimed mechanical royalties that are going to be distributed as black box royalties, meaning stuff that wasn't claimed, so it goes to the top earners. Like straight up $432 million. I want to say thousand because it sounds so crazy. That kind of money is going because it's unmatched royalties with people that didn't claim their mechanicals, right? So think about that. Do you think those were all Drake type beats? Do you think those were all DaBaby and Lil Baby sound-alikes? Do you think those were like chasing? No, they could be from so many different things.
For me,
yeah, they could be like Brazilian EDM, funk, jazz, pop. They could be off those lo-fi records.
Yeah.
Million streams. If you do it right and you're getting the right kind of streams, it's organic. You're not bodying anything.
Yep.
A million streams on Spotify is going to be $4,000 to $5,000 in your pocket.
Yep.
And you own everything. Fuck off.
Yeah.
But like, why you want to chase a placement that's going to give you a $1,500 advance?
Yeah.
And then try to choke you out of all your ownership, your credit, everything that you've ever done.
You own nothing.
Yeah. And most of the time you're going to go, I'm not even proud of that stuff anyway, because I just made a beat that sounded like someone else made it.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like me. I use someone else's sample kit. I use someone else's loop pack. I use someone else's mix presets. I use someone else's. Dude, what part of it is yours?
Yeah.
You arranged it. You made an arrangement of other people's works.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that's something to be proud of. And I don't think that that's something that is a sustainable career that's going to satisfy you as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like maybe the number one thing if you're getting into art. Get into indie art. You're going to be a photographer. You're going to be a video editor. You're going to be and I know there's a ton of people out there right now that are just going, dude, it's so true. I'm not happy sitting at the laptop drawing in MIDI notes and trying to make the next hot beat because someone told me this is what I need to do right now. And my friend said, you got to do this with the 808s. Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here, guys. Like, that trend's gone. Like, the trend you just learned yesterday, it's gone. It's done. It's washed up.
Yeah, if that's something that I
probably never even caught on.
Yeah, exactly. If someone already have a YouTube video teaching you how to do it, it's probably gone.
It's done.
Like, how do I do, let's say, ClickFunnels, stuff that we do? That's done, red blood ocean.
You're in the bloody ocean.
Yeah. So
but like, here's the thing though. The reason why people keep doing it is because there's still breadcrumbs.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have
to make only the enough.
I'm the piranha chasing the finger when there's a big donkey ass over here, dude.
Yeah.
Like you cannot chase the finger. Stop chasing the breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
I've seen guys do that in their careers that have been in music for 20, 30, 40 years. They're chasing breadcrumbs still. They're not happy people. They're not like, I'm so excited to write music today. They're like, I have to write fucking 10 minutes of music today.
Exactly.
I better get really high. You know, it's not something that they even enjoy.
Yeah.
So when you don't want your music and your passion and your art and your love to turn into a job, and you're telling people you're working and you're hustling and you're grinding and you're just working your ass off and you've just been working so hard, like, why would you be in music talking like that?
Yeah.
I just don't get that.
Yeah. People, because they want maybe social pressure, maybe it's their own perception of how things should be, you know, this is work. But, you know, people don't understand that being in an artistic career, it's not always easy. And also it's not going to be fulfilling all the time, but it should be most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. You want the majority of the time.
Yeah. So if you're like, oh no, it's his work, I understand, like most of the time. So you need to really.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, even when I have to work on something I don't really want to work on, I find the joy in like another part of it, right? Like, I get to use this compressor I'd never use, you know?
Exactly.
I'm going to mess around with this keyboard synth that I've never used, you know? Yeah. Like, I get to do other stuff and I get to be creative and I get to tinker and I get to, you know, experiment with productions and like finding the sound and like, you know, involving all my years of experience and what I know and like who I am into the music, so that when people hear it, they go, oh, Bradley definitely had something to do with that.
Yeah.
Or that sounds like something Radium would do, you know?
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be like, oh, you guys did that? Oh, I thought Metro Boomin did that. I thought, you know, whoever's hot right now in the beat making world, I don't really know. But, you know, I think if you're going to do your thing, you do your thing all the way.
Yeah, and also it's important to distinguish that some people who are like chasing trends, sometimes they really like that trend. Yeah. So it's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you really like Drake type of beats or whatever's hot now, you know.
Yeah, reinvent it.
And you find yourself there and you really love that. That's all good. Like, just go for it.
I think so.
You know, because people also judge like, oh, but you want to be the, you know, sellout or stuff like that. No, sometimes the person really found truth on that. You know,
I agree.
So it's important also to distinguish that. Yeah.
All artists have inspired each other since the beginning of time. Yeah. Right. So don't get us like confused here, saying like you shouldn't make stuff like other people ever.
Yeah.
You're not being creative.
It's impossible. Yeah.
It's impossible. And not only that, like you know, I like a lot of different styles of music. I definitely pull from. Right. Yeah. And I'll be like, oh, I'm definitely like doing this drum pattern that's from this song or from this artist, right? And I'm like, oh, this is so similar.
Yeah.
But it's just because it's part of my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting there with the track in my fucking session like, oh, okay, and then and then it goes to the 1 and then it goes to the 6, minor 6, and like, I'm not doing that. I'm just like trying to get the feel of like what I know.
Yeah.
And you just take your catalog of music and your experiences in life and you make what you want to make and you sit down to create. And if you ever feel like you're creating something that is like, yeah, dude, I don't want to be doing this. Like, make sure you're doing it for a reason. Like you're learning from it. You're trying to learn how to arrange strings. So you're experimenting with it. You're, trying to challenge yourself or something like that. Right.
Yeah.
But if it's, and then you're going to take from that you've learned and put it into your own music and your own sound. That's cool. I love that.
Exactly.
But too many people just like doing the same shit and just not, I could tell they're not happy doing it. They're like, oh, I'm grinding. Like, you don't have to talk about how you're grinding if you like
hustling,
what you're doing.
These words are always... I hate when people answer like, hey, how are you? And they say, I'm busy. Wow, you're really not liking what you do now. That's, you can notice.
I just typically think like, okay, wow, I would never want to hire you for anything.
Yeah.
You're busy now? Like that's how you answer the phone?
Yeah.
I'm busy. Okay. Well,
Definitely.
Shit. You don't have time for anything that you can't handle much, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really like that's the podcast right there.
Yeah.
You think that's the podcast?
I like it a lot. It's just, talking about trends and why not?
Yeah. And like I think pay attention to the trends, of course. There's nothing wrong with that. Because sometimes like it's just going to inspire you and you hear a trend and you're like, oh, I hear how they're doing that, but I have an idea of how I would do it. You know? Like they're using this, I would use this, and I'm going to do my thing, but I like that idea and that sound.
Yeah.
Cause I think I'm all for that. Like I fucking, I sampled, records and made boom bap beats like, in the 90s. Well, really it was like the early 2000s, but I did all that. Right.
Yeah.
It's like you take from things that are cool and you learn from them and then you apply them to how you would do them differently.
Exactly.
And make them your own.
So follow trends if you want to, but be yourself.
Yeah. And, just don't do anything that's going to make you miserable in, 3, 5, 10 years, doing this music thing. I just don't think it's a longevity thing. You might as well just go get a job, get some benefits with it, get a healthcare,
dental.
Yeah. You feel me? Like it's not worth it. I promise you.
Yeah. It's not.
Being an entrepreneur is hard. Being a musicpreneur is, I'd say,
even hard.
If you just times entrepreneurship by 10, right?
Yeah.
So keep going, keep learning, keep grinding.
Yeah.
Nah, tap in with the other stuff. Subscribe to the channel. You guys know what to do. Like it. Go follow Will at Will Martin's music on IG
and Bradley HD
at Bradley HD on IG. And then just tap in with us, DM us. We're always here to lock in. The podcast has been running for years now.
88. Wow.
88. This is episode 88. So it's a wrap.
88.
Hope you enjoyed it. Share it with your friends.
Share with them.
Show love.
Why are we always talking this?
Why are we whispering?
Like this? Always whispering at the end.
Why do we keep whispering? Everything just keeps going into a whisper.
Yeah.